welcome to another classic guitar video. Tonight's guitar is going to be a Alvarez Classic 2. I believe it's year 2008. It's a made in USA, in St. Louis, Missouri. It's a pretty cool piece. It's a Telecaster and Sunburst. It's kind of a project parts caster, it's all original except for the pickups in it, and it is missing the pickup guard and the center single coil pickup. It was complete at one time, but somebody wanted it customized like this for a concert, and I did it for them, and I never put it back. And then I've since lost the parts, so that was a no-win situation. So I'm going to put a pick guard on this and a center pickup and put it back most generally to original, and we'll get that done for this project. And we're not going to get it all done tonight because I have a guitar that I just worked on for 2 hours or so. And so this one I'm just going to do an assessment and maybe a partial teardown or whatnot. So let's just go ahead and have a look at this and get started. And here it is, Alvarez Classic 2 Telecaster. I believe it's a 2008, according to the serial number. Plus the original tuners still have the protective plastic on the back of the machine heads, the machine body heads. So that tells me it's newer than older. I bought the guitar used several years ago, and then a friend wanted it mild customized for a concert. I did it for him, and then so here we are with it. So, and then he put some sort of oriental writing on it here. He never told me what it was or what it was for, and we've since lost contact. So it was kind of a no-win situation for me because now I've since lost the pick guard, the pick guard screws, and the pickup for it. So I'm kind of having to start anew with it, if you will. So let's plug it in, see if it still works, and we'll go from there and see what this puppy is going to do for us. Should still play. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. And we'll go from there. Ooh, everything's dry. Took me a turn and a half just to detune it. Still sounds good. I mean, I gotta clean the pot up a little bit. It's a little scratchy. The selector switch is good. Okay, so there we go. That's pretty good shape. We got a few issues with the pot here. And this one, the volume, which I'm going to have to clean it up a little bit. Shouldn't be a problem because the pot still works. If I can't clean it, I will take it apart and clean it. If that doesn't work, I will replace it. And go from there. So let's start and go ahead and tighten up the tuner heads. I'm really gonna have to lubricate that nut. It's got a bone nut on it, so I'm gonna have to put some lube on that. It has roller string retainers on it, and the screws are slightly rusty. Not rusty, corroded. I'll take those off and wire wheel them. And I think when this guitar is done, I'm going to probably put about $450 to $550 on it, because it is made in USA. So there is that. It's pretty cool. I like Telecasters. I mean, a lot of people don't like Telecaster shape because, you know, all the edges on them are sharp. And they kind of, you know, people complain they dig into their arm or their forearm or their leg or their chest. Which is true kind of for the most part, I think. Strings are still good, so I'm going to leave these strings on. I'm going to put these strings back. Short of breaking one. Yeah, short of breaking one, I'll keep these strings. Because they're not rusty or corroded or anything. So, yeah, I'm pretty tired, but we'll see how far I get on this. I'm just going to take my sweet candy time on it tonight. Because I need to find a pick guard for it. I'm pretty sure I have a pick guard for it. If not, I'll have to go to the guitar store and pick up a guitar pick for this. I know I have pickups. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pickups to put in it, so that's not an issue. And we'll get this sucker back up and going again. Get this bad boy going. Boy, the fretboard is really dry and dirty. Yeah, the friend just kind of handed me the guitar back, and I was just kind of like, really, dude? I mean, you got it all dirty. I mean, I expected it to be fingerprinted up and have, you know, his spittle on it and stuff like that, but I mean, it was just exceedingly dirty, and he must have been plated after he worked on his car or something, because the fretboard is just bad. Maybe that's why I never saw or heard from him again. After that, maybe. I mean, I didn't bawl him out or anything. I was just kind of like, hey man, you could have taken a little bit better care of it. You know, I didn't bawl him out or anything. I just let him know, hey, take a little better care of things when I loan them to you. I don't mind loaning you stuff. Just take a little better care of it. A little better care. That's all I ask. And I need to take before pictures of this because I didn't take before pictures. So I will do that because I forgot. Excuse me. So I will do that. And I will do that. And I have to grab my camera. Because that's what you have to do. You have to have a camera to take pictures. So I always take before and after pictures. Just to prove that I worked on the guitar. And inevitably you will get that hater that comes up and says, "You didn't work on that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And then they go, "Can you prove it?" "Sure, here are the pictures." So it's just like, you know, it happens. I need to put a new thing on the holder on this camera because it's coming loose.
I'll have to take this up with the Prinari. See what they think of their new benefactor. I'll let you know what they decide. I'll have to insist you remain under guard. No hard feelings.
I'm really glad I changed out this chair a few months ago because this chair has arms on it and it's much better. I need to refresh and change the name on the video. So let me do that, guys and gals, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen.
That leaves us with the next question. How do we find the wormhole?
I give it some thought. There's a scientist named Torrent who's from a nearby system. He's rumored to know more about the wormhole than anyone. He might help us for a price.
A price?
The species memberships with a fluid element that's difficult to find. Perhaps we can replicate it. I have some data on its composition.
See what you can do.
Classic 2, Telecaster. Telecaster. Oops. Caster. Alvarez, Classic 2,
Nervous?
Telecaster.
Let's just say, I'm not used to other people deciding my fate.
Okay, now I have changed the topic of the video. And I'll probably work on this for an hour and a half with you fine people. And, yeah, the strings, yeah, probably I'll change the strings on this because, I don't know, like I said, it looks like he played the guitar after working on his greasy car for 6 hours straight and then picked up the guitar and said, I'm gonna go play a gig. So, more likely than not, I will change out the, strings. So let's go ahead and continue.
And that's a leap of faith I'm not ready to make.
You're turning me away.
No. No. I'm going to give you safe passage to the wormhole in return for your help in getting us there. But I'm also imposing some restrictions. You'll have your own quarters, but limited access to Voyager systems. And your whereabouts will be monitored at all times.
I'm used to being surrounded by armed guards. Makes me feel secure.
Only this time they answer to me. Consider them a reminder that Voyager is my ship.
I don't think anyone could doubt that.
Okay, there's that. And then we'll tighten the neck. It says Alvarez Guitarist, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, and the serial number, which is indicative of the year 2008, and it's number 243 off the assembly line. So I am ecstatic about that. Ecstatic. I love this commercial. Oh, they shortened it though. They took out the otter. Otter was my favorite.
No, I think they're on insurance company. With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you won't have to worry about replacing your car because you'll get the full value back, including depreciation. Switch and you can save $782 on auto insurance.
A little bit more.
Call 1-844-605-3385.
A little bit more.
Today, Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Come on, a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, make sure the ferrules are in tight. I'll do that later once I get the strings off. At least he didn't put any dings or scratches or gouges in it. I will give him that. And I did tell him not to wear a belt buckle. Or a belt with a belt buckle on it. So at least he did do that. He was a pretty good guy. You know, we were friends for a bit. And then after I loaned him this guitar and he gave it back to me, didn't hear from him again. And like I said, I didn't dig into him or scold him or badmouth him about getting the guitar back in not so great condition. After modifying it for him, I just was like, hey man, you could have taken a little better condition of it. He did say, yeah, I'm sorry man, it was just spur of the moment, and blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah, and blah blah blah. So, I don't know. You know, I don't know, maybe moved or something. I don't know. I loaned it to him and gave it back, and that was it. That's why I do not loan guitars out to anybody ever. I don't care if Eddie Van Halen came to my house and said, can I borrow a guitar? I probably wouldn't loan him one. I actually probably would, but you get my drift. You get my drift. Yeah, if Eddie Van Halen came to my house, I would loan him a guitar. I even have guitars that are made in his fashion. I have Eddie Van Halen guitars. Red, white, and stripe, and the yellow stripe, and all those. I have exact duplicates of his guitars. I even made a few myself. Painstakingly, down to the cigarette burns. So, yeah, anyway. I don't know. Let me take a quick photograph of this. Photograph. I will take a photograph. It will be a photograph. Okay, so I'll take the electronics out, check them, make sure everything is copacetic, make sure it's all copacetic. Check the chamber, make sure there's no wood chips or metal chips or any other kind of potato chips or corn chips or anything else in there. And then we'll put it back.
There's no point in bribing me. He's right. He couldn't help us if he wanted to. What do you mean by that? I doubt you'd know a wormhole from a dark matter inversion.
Professor Klasic is another expert I've retained to help us with this matter. I'm afraid he's not as impressed with your work.
I gotta turn this screwdriver into Wera. and get a new one. They have a lifetime warranty, but I use this particular screwdriver so much that the tip is now starting to dull. So we need to turn it in, and they will send me a brand new one.
There's no need to insult the man, just because he doesn't know how to find an interspatial flexure.
These are really good screwdrivers.
Interspatial flexure? Why didn't you say so in the first place? He said wormhole, a layman's term that covers any number of phenomena. I am familiar with a certain anomaly that could be categorized as an interspatial flexure. Where is it?
Yeah, the company is called Wera, W-E-R-A, and they are literally the best screwdrivers I have ever used. My brother bought them for me for Christmas about 3 Christmases ago, and they are laser etched. They have a laser etching on the tip for extra grip, and they're ultra case hardened. They're rubberized grip, ergonomic. And they are the best screwdrivers I've ever used in my life. And I've used them all. I've used Craftsman, Snap-on, Mac, Matco, Cornwell. And I have all those screwdrivers. But my default, I go to those. Yeah. So yeah, they're really good screwdrivers, but they will wear. I mean, tools will wear, no matter if it's a $3 screwdriver or a $30 screwdriver. They will all wear, no matter what. So yeah, they're really good screwdrivers. I use them all the time. So much so, I have to turn that one I just showed you in. And they're a lifetime warranty. No questions asked. You just call them up or email them or contact them, and they will send you a return package to package it up, prepaid. And you send it to them and tell them what your issue is, and they will send you a brand new one. No questions asked. So that's pretty cool of them. Very good company. Again, the name is Wera, W-E-R-A, and they are badass, as I like to call them. They are badass. And my brother bought me this screwdriver set, and I use them all day, every day. Well, I use them on guitars. I don't use them on working on my cars or anything else, but I use them working on my guitars, pianos, basses, amplifiers, things like that. But I don't like to get them greasy or, you know, dirty. I just use them for clean work, if you will. Yeah. So, it's pretty cool. Love these screwdrivers. My brother turned me on to these a few years back, and he was just like, try a set of these and you will never pick up any of your other Snap-on, Craftsman, Mac, Matco, Cornwell screwdrivers ever again. And I was like, come on, really? And he was right. He was absolutely, categorically, irrefutably right. Just as simple as that. He was correcto mundo on it. you can see me tightening the nuts on the tuners. Ooh, that one was really loose. I'm gonna have to go slow because I don't know if this one's stripped out or not. Nope, it's okay. It's just a little. It's a little iffy. Like it's almost to the point of stripping. So, and I put my thumb here so I don't, you know, just go, and then I go like that with the wrench, and then I scratch up the headstock, and then I mess up the nut. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do it. You go just a little bit at a time because these nuts only have about 2.5 threads. And you will very quickly strip them out, or you will break the tuning peg, or so on. So you go just a little bit at a time, and that's it. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. I'm tired. Tired. But I'm doing alright.
Aboard the Starship Enterprise, there are plenty of mysteries. If a human and a Vulcan did have a child, we'd have pointed ears.
Okay, I just wanted to loosen the tuners a little bit to give me a little more slack. A little more slack-a-lacka. Crack-a-lacka. So, these Fender style bridges, since these are string through, in other words, you put your string through the ferrules here and then feed them through, and then they come up and out into the headstock. It's kind of hard to take these bridges apart with the string still on, and I don't want to take the strings off completely because if it messes with the loop it could break the string. But I'm probably going to be changing these strings, but for this purpose, if you want to polish and clean and detail the bridge, you can screw out the intonation adjustment all the way until the saddle comes completely off, and then you can just set all the saddles like this, do your polishing underneath, and then polish your saddles individually, and then polish the plate, and then put everything back. You guys have seen me do that many times before. So that's a way to do it. I'm not going to do any other modifications to this. I'm not going to satin finish the pickups or the pickup bezels or anything like that. I do have to get another bezel, or I mean another pickup to match this one, because I've since misplaced the duplicate to this one that went here. In retrospect, I probably wouldn't have taken it off. I just would have unsoldered the connection. But he wanted it off for some reason. I really don't know why. I guess he was going for a look. And I was just like, in retrospect, I shouldn't have done it, but yeah, you live and learn, I guess, for lack of a better description. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the frets and fretboard. Might as well. I might as well. Up in here. So usually I can just put them to the side here like this. Like that. And just kind of put it under the thing that I have for the
15 seconds.
for the adjustment here. That works out pretty good sometimes, most of the time. If not, I put one of these little paper clip things, and then I'll clip it to something else on the guitar just to get it out of the way. Yeah. Yeah. I think I can get this to cooperate. Yeah, come on. Come on now. Cooperate.
To narrow down the location of the wormhole's next appearance for a radius of 200,000 kilometers.
We can't determine its exact position until we reach the system, but we know it will
That's a little better. Now I can take a before picture.
2 minutes at most.
Advise a new shield modulation. It should protect us against the weapons. You're not planning to fight your way to the wormhole.
If I have to.
Reach the Captain Janeway.
Go ahead.
Long-range sensors have picked up 2 Devoron warships heading right for it.
And let's go ahead and do this sucker. Let's just do it. I was gonna wait until tomorrow. I'm kind of tired, but yeah, it's good. I'm just gonna do it. You guys know me; it doesn't take very long anyway. Just do it, as they say. Just do it.
Join the warships. It's the only way that can guarantee your safety. I'm still a ranking officer. I can take command of the inspection.
I'm tired, but I'm gonna keep going until 1
You said yourself very suspicious. Return now and if this thing
because I can.
Keep them off track long enough to get you through that wormhole.
It's too dangerous. Catherine, you asked for safe passage and I agreed under the condition that you follow my orders.
And here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. Ooh, that didn't last long, did it? Sometimes if you do that and shake the battery up a little bit, it'll rejuvenate a little bit. Shoot balls. I'm gonna have to plug it in. A few more minutes. I gotta get a new battery. That I haven't been able to find a battery for it thus far, so that's why I haven't gotten one for it, because I simply can't find one. So it's like, okay.
I've made an adjustment to your plan. After the inspection, we're going to
We're right back.
walk for as long as we can until it begins to collapse.
I may not be able to join you this time.
I gotta turn my lightsaber off. There we go. Sorry, I had to turn my lightsaber off. Just kidding.
Star Trek, Star Trek Enterprise, followed by Xena, then Hercules. All tonight on H&I. Life is like life. You have to decide how to get the most from it. And just like life, every decision affects every other decision. The trick is making good decisions today, so you're ready for tomorrow when it comes.
Okay, let's try that battery. It's probably only going to last about 10 seconds or less, so I'm going to have to do this
So you can make smart choices about how to spend
really fast. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. And then we'll call it done.
Consuming a tactical formation. Achievements?
Follow protocol. Reach the transporter room. Status.
Ready, Captain. Pattern
Tired.
stable.
Cargo bay 1.
All in.
Clear.
No.
RA vessel. Prepare to be in.
Man, oh, I didn't want to move that. Why did I just do that?
To step away from their stations. Sidearms and scanning equipment are set aside.
Come on.
Deviation
Think of what I was
from
doing.
any other
Darn it.
inspection protocol will not be tolerated.
All hands, this is the captain. Prepare to be boarded by
I
the
don't know why I
border
just
inspection team to give them
did
your usual
that.
warm welcome.
I wasn't thinking. But that's okay. I'm almost done. Just wait a couple more minutes. And so this is a pretty good guitar. The wood's very beautiful. Quality, made in USA. I should not have a problem getting 450 to 550, 500 for this. I would put this against any Fender Telecaster or higher end Schecter Telecaster, etc. It's just a pretty cool piece. It's just I need to find a pick guard for it. I want to put the pick guard that was originally on it, which was a white pearloid pick guard, but for the life of me I cannot find it, along with the center pickup and the screws for the pick guard. I'm pretty sure I have a spare white pearloid pick guard. I'm gonna have to dig it out tomorrow and see.
Exploring can sometimes be hard.
So yeah,
Well, it's a romantic notion, Captain, but one I
pretty cool.
you to indulge. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave on space immediately. Perhaps why don't you check on our teams while I reiterate our protocols for Captain Janeway?
Do they suspect anything?
Not yet. Our warships have been monitoring Voyager's movements for the past few days. So I don't think we have much time.
It's a pretty cool guitar. It's sculpted a little more like a Strat in the back of it. It doesn't have that straight, sharp line. When I flip it over, I'll show you. It's got a big scallop right here. There's none on this side. I wish there was, but so it's pretty cool. I think it'll sell fairly fast. I don't think I'll have a problem selling it. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Drill. It's pretty much got, I'd say maybe 3 to 5% fret wear from the first fret to about the 4th fret. I mean, it is a 2008, it's 10 years old. That's pretty common. I could recrown them real quick. I probably won't, it's not that bad. If it were $800 or $1,000 guitar, I would. But it's not bad at all. It's, you know, it's not like it's got 25 or 30 or 40 or 50% fret wear on it. So it's not that big of a deal. It's not like I'll get $100 or $200 more for it if I recrown the frets. Okay, so here's a fresh rag. And we'll do about a dozen runs on it. And, oh, wow, yeah. It's dirty. It's dirty. Now it's not dirty. Dirty bird. That's what my dirty grandmother used to say. So yeah, the fret wear is not bad on it. It's there somewhat, but it's not bad.
That is the theme for this evening, isn't it?
You have the telepaths. I have cargo containers. Filled with vegetables. Return to the bridge.
Computer change music selection. Mahler's Symphony No. 1, second movement. Maybe this will help you relax.
Battery's pretty low. Why is battery running low? Shouldn't be. I plugged it in, didn't I? Didn't I plug it in? Well, I guess. Let me go grab the charger real quick. Okay, now we're charging. I forgot to bring the charger in tonight. Not bad, I mean, the battery lasted 3 hours. So that's pretty good.
Make sure your team share that understanding.
That's pretty darn good. Okay, now we're charging. We're running on AC. Back to where we were. Okay. So what was I doing? Oh yeah.
It seems I never did earn your trust.
So yeah, my friend's hands were dirty. He was a dirty bird. He was a dirty, dirty man. I could recrown these frets, but they're not so bad. They're not out of the realm of unplayability, if you know what I mean. And they're definitely playable. And it's not like recrowning them would add $100 or $200 value to the guitar, so I will let it go. Man, his hands were dirty. Holy mackerel. God. I don't get it. How can somebody's hands be so dirty? Gosh. I swear he must have been working in a coal mine all day and then worked on his car all for 5 hours straight and then picked the guitar up immediately and started playing it. It's just like, fudge. Come on. Goodness gracious. Come on. I always wash my hands before I pick up a guitar, if I can. You know, unless I'm out somewhere or something. You know, I do carry a little bottle of what do you call it? You know, that antiseptic gel, Purell or whatever. I always do carry a little thing of that. And if I pick up a guitar or something that's somebody else's, I just show respect and say, you know, let me clean my hands first and then I'll pick your guitar up. And they appreciate that. This is one of the more dirtier fretboards and frets I've done in a while. Whatever. It is what it is, and that's what it is. It's now not a big deal because I just finished it. Whew. Boy, did it wreak havoc on my back. My back is killing me right now. Ugh. I cannot wait until summer's over. I can't wait till the fair. And once I go to the fair, I consider that my official end of the summer. Because once the fair is over, I just want winter to be done, and I want fall to come, and Halloween, and all that good fun stuff. Okay. Oh god, before and after is just like, oh my god, before and after is just like no comparison. I might take this thing off, it's messing with my camera. I've had that Nikon D90 since I bought it brand new the first week it came out. I probably have close to 100,000 pictures on that camera, maybe more. Probably 200,000 to be quite honest, because on every vacation, every guitar, every piano, every toy, everything with that camera. So it would not surprise me if I have 200,000 pictures on that, and almost as many videos, maybe more. Who knows? We'll have to do a download on it and see how many I've taken, how many shutter clicks it has on it. I won't be shocked at whatever the number is. Oh. So the fretboard is done and it looks spectacular. Back is really hurting, but I'm gonna power through with you guys until 1, which is a little less than an hour more, and I probably won't even finish this guitar tomorrow because I gotta find a pick guard for it and a pick guard and a pickup for it. So if I can't find those, I will pick out another guitar to work on tomorrow for you guys. I don't know what it'll be yet, but it will be something spectacular as per usual. Not sure what it'll be, but it'll be something fun and interesting and wonderful. So at least my friend didn't ding or gouge it up, so I am happy about that. I don't think he would be that irresponsible with my guitar that I let him borrow. So I have at least that, I think, from him.
Maybe 3. Do you have any idea how much labor it takes to refine a liter of deuterium? Actually, no. I'd enjoy seeing how your facility works. In 3 months of good weather, Captain. 3 months to pump all the deuterium we can before the winter. We don't have time to get tours. 5 power cells for 200 liters. I can't do any better.
So I don't know what this Oriental writing is on it. My friend was Oriental. I know that's not his writing, it's somebody else's. I don't know what it is, but I am taking it off. I don't see it being some famous guitarist's, so I am going to take it off. It's just written in a permanent marker Sharpie. I'll have to take some abrasive polishing compound to it, rubbing compound to it, to get it off. I don't know why he did that. I mean, it's not like he asked my permission to do that first. And then he didn't say who the signature or autograph or whatever you want to call it was. So it's just like, okay, well then that doesn't matter because I don't know who it is. So if I don't know who it is, I don't want it on my guitar. Now if it was Eddie Van Halen's autograph on it or something, well, damn hell I would keep it on there. But it isn't. So so therefore I'm not going to keep it on there. So, yeah, I don't know. So at least the body's coming out great again. I'm happy about that. Not too bad condition, considering. I mean, I'm not happy about the way my friend took care of the guitar, but yeah, whatever.
H&I presents The Day Shift. 8 hours of your favorite action-packed dramas back to back.
I don't know. I didn't charge him anything for it. I didn't tell him to take me out to breakfast, lunch, or dinner. At the very least, I should have said, hey man, when you drop this thing off, bring me like a dozen McDonald's cheeseburgers or something. I mean, just as a thank you for loaning this to you. And it's just like, okay man. But whatever. Whatever. And I do that now. If I don't charge a friend for working on their guitar or something, I say, hey man, bring me an In-N-Out burger. Or hey man, bring me a 36 pack of beer. Or hey man, bring me a this. Or bring me a that. I don't charge my friends or family or even acquaintances money. But I do say, hey, you know, I'm working on your guitar or bass or drum or amplifier during my breakfast or my lunch or my dinner. Bring me something to eat. And everybody does when I ask them that. They're like, yeah, sure, man, no problem. I'll do that for you. Absolutely. You know, people are willing to do that for me at the very least. At the very least. It's just like, you know, have a little respect for my work that I'm doing for you for free. I'm not charging you anything. Buy me lunch. Buy me breakfast. Buy me dinner. That's the least you can do. And most people, or I've never had anybody say no to that. No, I can't do that, or no, I won't do that. Never had anybody say no to that, because it's not an unreasonable request, considering I'm working on your guitar or your bass or your amplifier for free. And if you would have taken it to Guitar Center, they probably would have charged you anywhere from $50 to $150. So. So, people are receptive to that. Okay, so I'm going to try and remove that signature with some ultra cut compound. And I think it'll come off. Sorry. I think it'll come off relatively easy, so. So here we go. Ultra cut compound. Yep, there it goes. It's gone. I don't know whose signature that was. It's not his name because he doesn't know how to write in Japanese or Chinese or Mandarin or whatever it is that's on there. So there is that. I'll go over it one more time real quick just to make double sure. And there's a couple of strum pick and fingernail strum marks from about here to about here, about that wide. So that'll get rid of those right away. Okay, so wipe that clean and then repolish. Oh yeah, beautiful. Oh, there's one little spot right here I need to redo. Tiny little spot. Tiny, tiny little spot.
They must realize
Right
that
there.
I believe that we have an exclusive arrangement.
if anyone speaks before we'll take it very
Please.
So I go side to side, left to right, up and down, counterclockwise, clockwise. That way I will get all the striations of the pick and fingernail scratches, micro scratches, if you will. And they are now 100% gone, as is the strange Oriental writing that was on it. Not that I don't like Oriental writing. I think Oriental writing is quite beautiful. But since I don't know what it says, it needs to go. Because somebody else buying this guitar, if I were to have left that on, they would be like, what is that? What does it say? Who is it? Blah, blah, blah. And then I would have to say, I have categorically no idea what it is, or who it is, or what it says. And then they might not buy the guitar just for that reason. So off it came. I pushed that back too far, so I need to bring it a little more forward. Okay, now the rubbing compound is off.
Klasic is explaining another yield is
I
more
will repolish or re-wax that section now.
Now those pumps we couldn't operate at full capacity.
So I always polish and then I wax, or have a combination of the two.
We can give you 80,000 liters. You can give us 1 more week around the rest.
You had enough time. We'll take all of it. Now.
Let it dry for a second, which doesn't take long in this heat. It's still about 80 degrees outside right now at 12:20 a.m. So there we go. It is 100% gone. I am happy about that. And I had to do it standing up because I had to put a little bit of weight into it. Not much, just a little bit of weight. But I'm really getting tired. I'm going to do this for about 40 more minutes, which is probably going to kill my back, but whatever. And then I'm going to quit and then watch my TV show, which is going to be, I think, Deadliest Catch and the next episode of Cobra Kai. And then I'm going to finish a movie that I've been watching called Tomb Invader, which is kind of a rip-off of Tomb Raider. But this movie is called Tomb Invader. But it's actually pretty good. So I'm going to do that in a bit. And that'll be my day. So this came out pretty nice. There's another spot here I can do. So we'll do that. So real hard spots, I do up and down, side to side, and counterclockwise, and counterclockwise, clockwise, and then finish it off clockwise. And more times than not, what that does is that gets the scratch or striation in all of its directions. Because I have people tell me all the time, man, I'm scrubbing it this way, I'm scrubbing it. How many directions? And I ask them, how many directions are you polishing it? And then they're all just like, oh, I'm just going back and forth on it. No, no, no. You need to go back and forth, up and down, diagonal one way, diagonal the other way, clockwise, counterclockwise. You need to get all directions. because if you don't, that's what you'll end up with. You'll end up with a scrap. This looks beautiful right now, by the way. I mean, I'm happy. The whole front of this guitar is done except for the top of the headstock. So I'm going to flip this sucker over and I'm going to do the back. I do need to put a couple of strap buttons on it, the top and the bottom. Those are missing also. So there is that. Other than that, this is a pretty darn cool guitar. I like it a lot. I have zero complaints about it, with it, or for it.
I want South Carolina ship cans in.
Jack is nice and tight, so I don't need to worry about that. So let's just go ahead and finish polishing the back. Again, this is an Alvarez Klasic 2, made in St. Louis, Missouri, United States of America, in the year 2008. So it is a made in USA guitar. So I am happy about that. So I should be able to get $450 to $550 for this Telecaster, because it is pretty and it is beautiful. The wood on it is just, I mean, look at the grain on the back of that. Just look at that. That is spectacular. It is a three-piece. There's one piece, then the centerpiece, and then the third piece. The neck looks like it's quarter sawn, one piece. Let me double check that. Yeah, the neck is one piece. Well, I mean, except for the rosewood fretboard. But other than that, the neck is one piece. That's pretty good. That's pretty good to have a guitar one piece neck. For not the fretboard. That's pretty good. I'm getting tired, but I'm having fun with you guys. I'm always having fun. Guitars are always fun to work on. I never see working on a guitar as work. I really don't. I mean, just look at this. That is spectacular. I do have to do this one little piece again. I might have to do here with the rubbing compound again, because it's kind of got a little bit of scratching here and a little bit of scratching here. But other than that, it's pretty darn special. Here's a new tool being advertised on the TV on one of those infomercials called the Snake Flex. I actually have that. Is it the one I have, or is it slightly different? Nope, that's the one I have. Yeah, I have that. Pretty cool. So rubbing compound right here. Counterclockwise, side to side, diagonal. And then do the same for the other. Counterclockwise, clockwise, diagonal, diagonal, down, side to side. Finish off with counterclockwise. And I finish off with counterclockwise because I'm right-handed, so. That's why I finish off with kamikazes. Because that's just me. And I'm gonna do this one more time. And then we'll finish it off with wax. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. And I am in the middle of watching the Cobra Kai YouTube Red series. I think I'm on episode 8 tonight. Oh, get up, stand up so I can see if I have any other spots to get on the back. No, it looks pretty good. Oh, I'm going to take a rest for a minute, and then I'm going to do the back of the neck, back of the headstock, and the tuners. But I am getting quite tired. Somebody asked me once, what's the most guitars I've done in one night? And the answer to that is 3. That took me 8 hours straight. It was an 8-hour straight mega stream on ustream.tv. That was a couple of years ago, where I just sat and I did 3 guitars that were pretty semi-bad off, dirty. They didn't have any mechanical or electrical issues, but they were really dirty and needed full setups. And I did 3 guitars in one night, non-stop. I didn't stop for shower, didn't stop for food. I did have a few bathroom breaks and stuff like that, but yeah.
We saved Clang from Suleiman. We pulled one of their battle cruisers out of a gas giant. I say they owe us a favor.
Okay, so we'll do the sides of the guitar.
Answer to the High Council.
I already know no one can stand on interfering with other cultures, but this isn't a culture. 76 settlers are being preyed upon. If this were an Earth colony, I'd be grateful if someone showed up to give me a hand.
Captain, this may surprise you.
Oh.
I agree.
Ooh. Man, the sides of this are perfect.
Any action
I wish the whole guitar was like that, but since my friend kind of mangled this guitar up a little bit,
Hate the idea of turning our backs.
I won't say he mangled it a lot or destroyed it, because he didn't. But he didn't take as good a care of it as he should have, considering he was a friend and I let him borrow the guitar. So yeah. Anyway.
Control arm is jammed. I could use some help with the release valve. Okay. Turn to the left. This one? Aren't you be off charting your next star system right now? Sometimes I have a bad habit of overstaying my welcome.
I gotta turn the swamp cooler off and turn on my window fan, because this temperature in here has stayed virtually the same for like the past 2 hours. So that means the swamp cooler is no longer doing its job. off you go, and on goes the cooler.
This cooler light.
It's pretty much cooled off outside. It's probably about 78 degrees outside right now, 79. So I bet in about 20-25 minutes this room will cool down another 2-3 degrees, which may not sound like a lot, but it's a lot. Every degree counts in summer weather. Every degree counts.
I'm responsible for my people, not you. They put their trust in me. They depend on me. I'm supposed to protect them.
So here we go on this one-piece guitar neck. One piece. I'll say that again. It is one piece. That is pretty good. It's a little bit nicked up in the back from about here to here. Here, I'll move the camera. I'm sorry.
Once you're gone, we'll be alone again.
It's a little bit nicked on the back from about here to here, but it's not bad. It's not like they're deep gouges or anything. So it's pretty good.
Give a man a fish. He eats for a day.
Teach a man to fish.
And he eats for a lifetime.
It's true.
He doesn't use it.
So
He has no inner foresight. All he needs to predict the future is the paper.
oh lordy, back is hurting.
Kyle Chandler stars as
But I'll
Gary
wait.
Hobson, an average guy who saves the day, one newspaper at a time. Early edition, all day tomorrow, starting at noon, 11 Central. Part of the day shift. Right here.
I'm actually making good time on this guitar. I'm not dawdling by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm making good time on it. You know, not like I'm in a flaming rush or anything, but I'm making pretty good time on it.
And our anti-reflective coating reduces the glare and sharpens your view, so you can clearly see everything in front of you.
I have to tell you, I was actually scared to drive at night from the glares, from the other cars and the lights. It would just blind me. But now with night sight, I'm comfortable driving, rain or shine.
It still has
all
the
throughout
protective
night.
plastic
It's
on
like
each
watching
back
your
of
movie
each
crystal clear high definition. And just like
tuner.
bright glare in your
Just
rearview
kinda-
mirror, it's always hard to see when it's raining or
kind of
snowing,
strange,
but with
considering the
night sight,
guitar is a
even the darkest
2008.
objects appear nice and
It's not
bright.
like it's
No more
a year or
glaring
2 or
headlights to
3 old.
distract you. Highway signs are now easy
That's
to
kinda-
read, and lane markers all look brighter.
Kinda strange. I just remembered something I was supposed to
The unique side lens
do
prevents glare
tonight,
from
but I
hitting your
forgot to do
side,
it.
and
Darn
if
it.
you wear prescription glasses,
Ah.
eyesight fits right over them. Stylish and durable to last a lifetime.
Riding motorcycle is dangerous. And you need to see the whole road clear. With night sight, I see the
I
road
was
clear.
supposed to call a friend tonight and I forgot. Gosh darn it. I hate forgetting to call back friends.
Day into night.
Hate it. I'll call her tomorrow night.
Polarized high-definition night
Darn it.
sight glasses now for just
Darn it.
$19.99. You'll also receive the deluxe hard case as our gift, and the shipping is free. But order right
Darn it,
now,
darn
and
it,
we'll
darn it.
double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You get it all for just $19.99.
To order, call 1-800-671-1564 or go online at getnightsight.com. Don't delay, call 1-800-671-1564 or go online at getnightsight.com. Order now. Attention, if you currently have life insurance, you could be overpaying for your policy. Call now to find out how you can save up to 100% of your money with return of premium life insurance from Senior Life Insurance Company. If you own a typical
Yeah,
life insurance
return of
policy,
premium life insurance is kind of not a good thing because you only get back what you paid into it. So if you only paid into it for a couple of 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're not going to get much back.
100% return of your money.
I just know this from doing a lot of research on life insurances, because I have life insurance, so does my brother. Do not get return of premium life insurance. It's a bad idea. It's kind of for those people who can't afford full term life insurance. which is fine. I understand that, but so say for instance you pay 6 months into a term life insurance, return of term life insurance, and your person insured passes away within 6 months, you're only going to get 6 months worth of premiums back. You're not going to get much back. You're going to get hundreds of dollars back, not thousands of dollars. So, just so you know on that, return of premium life insurance is not that great. People buy that kind of insurance and assume they're going to get thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to pay for their loved one's funeral and final expenses, all to find out they don't. So, just saying on that. Just saying.
The structures in the colony, they're mostly modular, right? They're all modular.
Most deuterium fields are depleted within 3 or 4 years at most. Forces us to be itinerant.
So you're saying you could relocate...
Okay, so we're almost done on this sucker.
Depends where you're suggesting we relocate.
Minus the pick guard and the...
What good would that do? The terrain there is no different than where the town is now. That's what we're doing.
pickup.
If we can move the
We're done on
structures
this
and
guitar.
everything should look pretty much like it did yesterday. Everything
And it's
except the
looking
wealth.
pretty nice.
They'll have
I am
to be
going to
kept
take
off.
these screws out of the headstock, string retainer rollers, and wire wheel them tomorrow.
On this hillside.
That's a tomorrow.
Deep enough to hide it.
That's a tomorrow thing.
Keep your head down.
We'll shuttle small groups to Enterprise for whatever training we
And
have time
hopefully
for.
by then I will have found a pick guard for it and a pickup for it. And I will solder and wire that all in tomorrow and have this guitar done by this time tomorrow night. And up for sale by Wednesday. That's the plan, if you will. That's the plan. So, the guitar looks pretty nice now. I do need to do the top of the headstock, which I will do tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow because I'm starting to get really tired. I'll close this video out in probably 20 minutes or less. And so this guitar is turning out real nice. It's a pretty guitar. Wood's pretty. Everything's pretty about it. So again, tomorrow the pick guard, the screws for the pick guard, the pickup, polish the top of the headstock, wire wheel, brush the screws for the roller string retainers,
I used to make the same mistake.
polish and put back the volume and tone knobs, then do string height,
Try again.
pickup height, intonation, tune, and then this sucker will be done, and I will be putting a price of $450 to $550 on this. And it's well worth it because it's a high quality, made in USA piece.
We started capping off the heads.
The absolute least I would take for it is probably $475. I mean, if somebody offered me $4 or $3 or $350 or whatever for it, no, I wouldn't take that for it, because somebody will come along and see this and go, wow, I like it, and they will be more than happy to give me full asking price for it. So not worried about that. So I have a lot of project guitars set aside. I have a 72 Ibanez Les Paul set aside to do. I have a 1962 or 64. think it's a 62 or 64 Silvertone 1500 series amp in case Silvertone to do. I'm going to do that pretty soon because that's kind of a semi-valuable piece. I'll probably get about $850 for. I got it from the original owner. It's in the black sparkle with the white pick guard and the lipstick pickup. Really cool piece. It's got the original tubes, the original cables. The only thing that's not original about the whole setup are the strings. So I have that. I've got about 6 other guitars to do that aren't major project guitars. I do have almost 30 full-on project guitars to finish and do for the summer. I'm hoping to have those all done by Halloween. And yeah, so busy summer until good old Halloween. I'm gonna grab another juice, and I'll be right back.
Lieutenant Reed said I'd have to hide in the canyons when the Glenmouths come back.
You didn't want you to get hurt.
But I want to help. I could shoot a shy lizard from 40 meters.
Malcolm's got this rope. You've got to be taller than the gun to use it.
I don't want to hide.
Well, shooting at a lizard is a whole lot different than shooting at a person. And, lizards don't shoot back. When those Klingons show up, I want you to do exactly what Lieutenant Reed says. Understood?
Quite
Yes,
hot.
sir.
Just by turning the swamp cooler off and turning the fan on, the temperature went from 86.2 to 84 degrees exactly. So that just goes to show you. Swamp coolers are great, but they only work for so long until it gets cool enough outside to bring the cool air from outside inside with a fan, a box fan, reversed, put on your windowsill. It really helps. You know, a $17 box fan from Walmart that takes about 2 cents an hour to run can cool your room off pretty well. Once it gets cooler outside than it is inside, and you can save on your electricity, you can save on your air conditioning bill, all that stuff. Works out pretty well.
We left Earth just over a year ago.
Oh.
To meet people like you.
So we're at an hour and 31 minutes on this guitar. I'm just going to kind of sit here and run the time out until 1, and then shut this video down. I'm still kind of assessing it, see if I'm missing anything. Let's see, let me test the rollers on the string retainer rollers on the headstock. No, those are free and good. So I don't need to take those and lube them. There's no pickup pole to adjust on the pickups. They're all, you know, flat and set. So I don't need to do that. I will have to adjust the string height and the intonation. That'll have to do. And probably put new strings on it, more likely than not. And yeah, this will be a beautiful piece again. Not that it wasn't before, but the friend that I loaned this guitar to kind of did a number on it. He put some nicks on the back of the neck, and he didn't have clean hands when he played the guitar. I mean, it was just extremely filthy and literally greasy. The fretboard was actually, and I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating, the frets and the fretboard were greasy, which is very strange. Why, I don't know. You know, maybe he was drinking while he was playing guitar, and your hands get wet and sweaty and dirty, and that's probably what the case was in actuality. But it's a pretty cool guitar. It's a Telecaster Alvarez Classic 2, made in St. Louis, Missouri in the year 2008. To finish this guitar, I need to put the tone and volume knobs back on, get a white pearloid pickguard and screws, and put the pickup back in it, the single coil pickup, and I need to take the roller string retainers on the headstock off and wire wheel the screws because they're a little bit corroded. Just the screws, not the roller retainers, string retainers. Just the screws for whatever reason. And then a set of new strings and the strap buttons on it. And that's it. The guitar will be done, and I will put a price tag of between $450 and $550 on it. And I think somebody will be more than happy to pay that for it. It is a high quality piece, and look at the beautiful wood grain on it. It's really good. The finish on it is near perfect. It's only got a couple of very small dings on it. It's got no buckle rash on the back. There is no buckle rash on the back. It's a neat guitar. It's a nice guitar. It has a real bone nut, which I put on it several years back. The nut on it was good, but it was plastic. So I usually will opt to put a bone or graphite or brass nut on a guitar. So I just kind of need to take a file and re-groove the grooves and put some dry lube on it, and that will cure the binding problem. It was having a little bit of binding problem, not much, but a little bit. And yeah, that'll be it on this guitar. Telecaster. It's got a scalloped back from about here to here. It's scalloped in the back, which most Telecasters are not scalloped. They're just kind of flat on the top and flat on the back and flat on the sides with sharp edges. Not sharp edges, but you know what I mean. Sharp rounded edges, if you will. But this one doesn't. It's scalloped in the back. And yeah. So it's a cool piece. I like it. Fender. Put that to the side. Oh, so yeah, it's a cool piece. The frets do have some wear on them from about the 1st fret to about the 6th or 7th fret. I would say it's definitely less than 2% wear on the frets. I could recrown them and flatten them out and even them out, but it's not going to increase the value of the guitar that much. It's still very much playable, and the fret wear is very nominal. I mean, you really have to look right at it within an inch or two to even see it. So it doesn't affect the playability really at all. So I'm just going to leave that aspect of it. It's a 21 fret, so it's a little bit shorter scale than a 22, 24 fret. It's 21 fret, so it's kind of nice and compact. It's not chambered, but it's fairly light. It's not the lightest Telecaster I have. I do have a chambered Telecaster that's a Fender custom shop that was custom built for Louis J. Mayer. That's like 4.2 pounds. It's an extremely light Telecaster. You can pick it up with one finger. That's how light it is. And it was custom built for Louis J. Mayer. I'll show you guys that guitar again sometime. I showed it to you guys a couple of years ago, but it's a beautiful piece. It's kind of plain Jane looking in terms of looks, but he wasn't a fancy guy. He didn't like fancy guitars. But it does have two P90 pickups in it, which is kind of semi-uncommon for a Telecaster. But it is super light. I mean, you pick it up and you almost throw it out of your hands. It's so light. And I do have that guitar up for sale for, I think, $800, because it's a one of a kind, and it was made for Louis J. Mayer. But I like my Telecasters. Telecaster's a good shape. It's very much like a Stratocaster in that it has this one fat horn and then this one Stratocaster type horn. The only complaint that most people have with a Telecaster is the thickness and the sharp but rounded edges on both sides of a Telecaster. They don't have any scallop outs for your body and your hands and your arms. That's kind of the biggest quote-unquote complaint, if you will, for a Telecaster. But I like Telecasters. I think they're pretty cool. I have quite a few Telecasters in my collection. I probably have I probably have between 100 and 160 Telecasters, and those are Fenders, Schecters, BC Rich, Ibanez, Memphis, a lot of different manufacturers. And I'm going to close this video out in about 5 minutes because I'm really tired. And we'll finish this sucker tomorrow with little or no effort. Finish this guitar tomorrow. And it'll be as good as new again tomorrow. And when I finish this video, I'm probably going to watch an episode of, we always talk about TV shows and movies during my videos, so tonight's shows will be Deadliest Catch and Cobra Kai, and a kind of a B movie of Tomb Raider called Tomb Invader. I'm going to finish that movie. I'm about halfway through it. And I'm a huge movie and TV show buff. Huge. I'm always watching probably about a dozen movies a week at a minimum. And TV shows. I'm watching a TV show right now. I'm watching Star Trek. Enterprise. So, really big on that kind of stuff.
Building a website in under an hour is easy with GoCentral from GoDaddy. In fact, 68% of people who built their website using GoCentral did it in under an hour. And you can too. Build a better website in under an hour with GoCentral from GoDaddy.
Passages Malibu, the #1 rated addiction in the world by Healthcare Global. At Passages, we offer you the perfect setting to heal your body.
So I'm just going to start putting stuff away, and because I'm really tired and hot and overworked. I had a full day anyway. It started at 9 o'clock this morning. So I've had about a 10 or 11 hour work day today already. Not including the work I did tonight. So, but I'm pretty happy the way the frets and fretboard came out, and the polish on the body and the neck and the tuners and the pickups and the electronics plate and the bridge. So I'm pretty happy about that so far. And we'll finish this up tomorrow. And I see I need to kind of reclean the frets a little bit from about here to about here. Just the edges right here a little bit. I can go over those again. Sometimes when you sit and you change your view and look at things, you can see something at a different angle as opposed to sitting down, as opposed to standing up. So I see I need to redo a little bit of work here on the edge of the frets, just right here, just on the edges on both sides of the fret. It's not bad, it just needs a little extra cleaning. And then this will be done.
Besides, we seem to have a surplus for the moment. Give your crew on thanks. Have a good season.
And then we'll get that pick guard and the pick guard screws, the pickup, and do the screws for the string retaining headstock string retaining rollers, and the two strap buttons, and she'll be as good as new. Hopefully by this time tomorrow night. I don't think this will be a 2-day project. It's possible. The only thing holding me back from not being a 2-day project is finding a equivalent pickup single coil, and I have hundreds and hundreds of spare pickups, so it's not like I'll be hard pressed to find a pickup for it. It's just, I want it to be white and match and be relatively close to this one, which is a Fender. This is a Fender pickup. These pickups are not original. None of these pickups are original. This is a Seymour Duncan. This is a Fender made in USA. It's not a custom shop, but it's a Fender made in USA. And so yeah, that's what we'll do tomorrow, and we'll close this video out and finish it tomorrow. So thank you for joining me on this Alvarez Classic 2, made in USA. and Telecaster, and we'll finish this tomorrow. So I wholeheartedly thank you for joining me on this classic guitar video, and we will see you tomorrow.